Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with the attack line for today, Black Friday, November 23rd, 2012. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. I did. Hung out with the fam. Usually I have dinner with my fam, but it was different this year. I had Thanksgiving dinner with my fam on Wednesday night because my mom thought she was working Thursday, but ended up not. So we're just having dinner on Wednesday. I went to my aunt's house last night and I watched some things and just hung out a bit. It was a different kind of Thanksgiving vibe. Won't be that way for Christmas, but as mentioned, today is Black Friday. And the reason why it is so late of an attack line is because I went Black Friday shopping. I kind of did better than last year. Last year I got a t-shirt last year. My Sexy I Know It t-shirt, which I have worn in a couple of tank lines. But I got some glassware. But first, I got this shirt. I totally got a Sexy I Know It shirt. And I've also worn my YOLO shirt. I like the... I know it's like fad shirts are kind of weird because they outdated and stuff. But, you know, I like wearing my Sexy I Know It shirt to my gigs. Same with YOLO. So I get those shirts for my gigs. And I think with the popularity of this next song, I got a t-shirt for it. I think everyone knows I should be buying a t-shirt for it shortly. But I did today at Hot Topic. $10 t-shirts. I got this. Keep going Gangnam Style. Yeah, I had to get a Gangnam Style shirt. There was actually two of them. But this one was cool. It was red and not white. So I got this Gangnam Style t-shirt for $10. I also got some cups at Hot Spencer's. It was buy one, get one half off. I got this 2-glass set of Beavis and Butthead. I think it was like 15. This wasn't the half off one, I wish, but here's the first cup and the second cup. Huge Beavis and Butthead fan, had to get that. And I have a Motley Crue cup from the Motley Crue Kiss show. And it makes sense for me to buy a Kiss glass today. This is the one that was half off. I was buying one, get one half off. This was like $3 instead of $6. Is the Kiss High on a Rock and Roll Night and Party Every Night. Kiss a merchandising horse, but it's a cool cup, cool glasses. So there you go. And speaking of my gigs, because I do a lot of gigs, I did a gig this past Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, the biggest bar night of the year, at Jefferson Street Pub in Harrison Township, Michigan. I did a show there in August. Way different vibe. Different crowd too, you know. Last show there was a bunch of drunk biking people. This was a different vibe at all. Different than the last show we did. Mostly, still some rock, but mostly country. You know, they like the country stuff, and they dance. They bounced a little. I even got to slow dance with some random girl. Asked me. She wanted a request for a slow song and asked me to dance. So, won't disclose her name on here, but anyway, it was a decent night on Wednesday night. So that's my only gig for this week. And then I got another good couple more days to kick off next week, this Sunday, at an adoption party. So can't wait for that. Now, on with the entertainment news, kind of tidbits of the news from the week that I haven't mentioned this week yet. Starting with your Billboard #1s for this week, as I kind of thought to myself, One Direction debuts at #1 with Take Me Home with 500,000 copies. They may not be enjoying that for long, as Rihanna may be finally getting her first #1 album. Speaking of Rihanna and #1, unfortunately for myself, the good news and the bad news. The good news is, after 9 weeks, Maroon 5's One More Night finally got kicked off on the Hot 100. The bad news, Diamonds is the song that kicked it off. Yes, Diamonds by Rihanna is her next #1, kicking off Maroon 5. I thought it'd be Gangnam Style finally, but anyway, Diamonds from Rihanna being #1 does Rihanna good because it's Rihanna's, what is it, 13th or 12th #1. She now ties with Madonna with the 4th most #1s on the Billboard charts on the Hot 100. So, congrats Rihanna for that huge achievement, tying with Madonna for #1s. That's cool. Like I said, she's tied for the most #1s, 12th #1, 4th most #1s, time down. Beatles is still number one, most with like 20. So there you go. Rihanna 12th number one for her. Congrats to her. She may have a new number one album if she kicks off One Direction next week. So there you go. That's your Billboard number one for the week. Now, speaking of an artist that dominated the Billboard Hot 100 and top 200 albums and singles charts when he was alive, Michael Jackson, last night, Thanksgiving night, Michael Jackson Bad 25 documentary by Spike Lee made its North American television premiere on ABC. And I watched it last night, knowing me, of course, I talk about Michael Jackson a lot. I'm a huge fan of his, and documentary I thought was well done. I thought it was a pretty good documentary. Got some great behind-the-scenes footage, some tidbits, some interviews from key people from Michael's band. You had, of course, Greg Villigans, his band director, Sheryl Crow, who was his background singer on the Bad tour. And I think I saw more stuff in the trailer that wasn't in the movie, but I think they're probably going to release it on DVD. I don't know when, but I am buying that DVD because I thought it was a pretty good documentary. I think Spike Lee did a pretty good job of compiling the footage for it. And I think I hate to say it, I think Bad 25 is a little better than Crossfire Hurricane, the Rolling Stones documentary, because I think there was a better job done on Michael than on the Rolling Stones. So that's just my opinion. I like both documentaries. I, of course, personal preference to Michael, because I'm a bigger fan. So there you go. Bad 25, great documentary. Hope it comes on DVD soon. Now, speaking of keeping the Billboard theme going, another artist who had dominated the Billboard Hot 100 and singles, especially with Million Seller, Lil Wayne, of course, announced 2 announcements over the week. He premiered his new video for No Worries from his new album, I Am Not a Human Being 2, this past Wednesday, and after months and months of delay, he finally announced the set release date, February 19th. But he also announced that he's going to retire. Not yet, though. He said that I Am Not a Human Being will still come out on February 19th. I Am Not a Human Being 2. He announces he's going to make one last album. The Carter 5 will be his final record. That's what he said to MTV. When it comes to Human Being 2, he did say that Human Being 2 felt like a Carter 5 to him. And people were asking him, should you name it Carter 5 instead of Human Being 2, like you mentioned? He answered, because I know y'all want me for a little bit. And Carter 5 is my last album. He said, why he wants to retire after Carter 5? Man, I've been rapping since I was 8 years old. I'm 30 now. That's a long time, man. Or he's had a lot of solo albums, mixtapes, albums with the Hot Boys. So he's been rapping for a long, long time. You know, and of course he's been focusing on the fashion line and more specifically skateboarding. So I think he wants to focus more on skateboarding for a while. But, you know, he may come back after a few years of retirement. And he hasn't announced when the Carter 5 is coming out. I'm assuming it'll come out sometime around 2013-14 area. But we'll find out soon enough. So there you go. Sorry about that. Lil Wayne announcing his album release date for I Am Not a Human Being 2. And announcing also he'll retire after releasing the Carter 5. When that comes, we'll may know soon enough. Now on with news that there's some big shocking news this week. Hostess finally going out of business after filing bankruptcy. They were trying to get liquidation suspended after they were trying to mediation, but officially Hostess is officially out of business. That means no more Twinkies. So I know David will talk about a lot. Like I mentioned on my other videos, I mentioned about David will talk about a lot of Twinkies for his kid and everything Hostess. So Hostess is doing that, but probably more shocking than the Hostess thing is, of course, news involving the voice of Elmo, Kevin Clash, having to resign following not one but 2 underage sex allegations. Well, one was dropped, then the other's not. According to several situations, of course, he is leaving Sesame Street following these court charges. Of course, it comes as a 24-year-old college student, Cecil Singleton, sued Clash for more than $5 million on Tuesday, accusing the actor of engaging in sexual behavior with him when he was 15. Singleton charged that Clash made a habit of trolling gay chat lines for underage boys and meeting them for sex. Of course, Kevin Clash has admitted he was gay. Of course, the Cecil thing was the second allegation. in less than a week. The first allegation was made public around November 12th, as a man in his 20s said he had sex with class at 16. But then the day later, the young man recanted it was adult and consensual. But now this second allegations come, which has made Kevin Clash resign. He has released a statement saying, "Personal matters have diverted attention away from the important work Sesame Street is doing, and I cannot allow it to go on any longer. I am deeply sorry to be leaving, and I'm looking forward to resolving these personal matters privately." So, that's sad. It is a sad day for Sesame Street because Elmo is a huge character. The big question is, are they gonna replace him with a new voice? Are they still gonna do Elmo with a new voice, or are they gonna just basically retire Elmo? Kind of like they retired Bert and Ernie after the death of Jim Henson. So who knows what will happen there. So there you go. Elmo voice. Kevin Clash had to leave Sesame Street because of sexual allegations from two guys for underage sex. Sad to hear that. You don't see that at Sesame Street. Had to do that one joke. Alright. On with the sports news. Starting with the NFL annual Thanksgiving games results. Well, of course, there's a same old bullshit Lions again. That was my parody of Motley Crue, same old situation. Anyway, another Thanksgiving, another Lions ass whooping. Lions once again blew a lead. It was an intense game yesterday against the Houston Texans. But in the end, despite having a lead, the Lions lost in a heartbreaking and emotional wrenching overtime with a field goal, making it 34-31. And of course, there's that one play that everyone will be talking about when the Houston Texans apparently got a touchdown when the guy was down, but the referee didn't call it. And he ran all the way to the touchdown, and then he get called for it. And of course, replay wasn't allowed since the coach of the Lions, Jim Schwartz, threw his flag down illegally. Bullshit, man. That was a stupid play, though. Eventually haunt us for the rest of the year. And of course, my mind, after this heartbreaking, tough loss, an exciting game, but another tough loss, I say bye-bye Lions for the season. They're done. I saw that game. I did not see... I saw a bit of the Cowboys-Redskins game. I don't know who won. I think, because I didn't see the final score for that game yet until I'm doing so right now for this video. I did know that the Jets got their asses pounded by the Patriots. I did see the score. I heard, like, what, 3 touchdowns in 50 seconds? Unbelievable. I didn't see that game, but my dad told me about that. So, shocking to see those scores. Washington won. Wow, that's a high-scoring game. 38-31 for Washington. Big rivalry there between the Redskins and Cowboys. And, of course, I mentioned New England and the New York Giants. 49-19 squashed their asses. So, there you go. That's, of course, the games for Thanksgiving. I did see, of course, the Lions game. Kid Rock did a halftime show. It was good. I did not see Kenny Chesney, though, doing the Cowboys. So, there you go. Lions lose again. Cowboys lose. Both teams hosting the home. Isn't it weird that all 3 Thanksgiving games, the home teams lost? Lions lost, hosted it. Cowboys lost, they hosted their game. And the Jets hosted their game, and they lost. So, there you go. Now on to my thoughts on this week's TNA Impact. Of course, I watched the first hour at my aunt's house, but I didn't see the second hour because of Michael Jackson's documentary. But what I did saw was Wes Briscoe kicking off the show by getting a gut check match with Garrett Bishop. I was surprised that Garrett Bishop was his opponent. Not too shocked because Garrett Bishop was picked Angle's partner over Wes Briscoe last week. But an impressive showing by Wes Briscoe, who won. So it's Wes Briscoe will be judged next week, and I think Wes Briscoe will indeed get a contract. Almost every gut check person has. Speaking of gut check, it was all gut check themed open fight night. As a Joey Wine and gut check contestant but didn't win, he challenged Chavo Guerrero. Another decent matchup, but I knew that Matt Morgan was going to interfere. So Matt Morgan came out, caused a disqualification as Chavo was ready to go for the frog splash, but then Hernandez came to the rescue. I'm sensing a tag team feud involving, because Joey's done with RVD, so I'm guessing he'll probably teaming up with Matt Morgan against Hernandez and Chavo for the tag title, since Chavo and Hernandez are done with Kaz and Daniels for a while. And we also had another match, the battle of the gut check winners of Sam Shaw defeated Alex Silva in a decent matchup. And I agree with some people. Alex Silva needs knee pads. He didn't have any knee pads last night. That was kind of weird, but that was another decent matchup. I laughed after Christian York challenged Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy won the match. But then Bobby Roode came out to attack both guys. Of course, Bobby Roode is the #1 contender and will face Hardy at Final Resolution. And Taylor Hendricks, another gut check girl, challenged Tara. And Tara beat him. Did Jesse interfere? I don't know. Then we had the Tookie Suit match. A triple threat Tookie Bowl match as Eric Young, Tookie Man himself, defeated Robbie E. and Jesse. Jesse was pinned, so Jesse had to wear the Tookie Suit. But then Ace and Eights attacked Eric Young. Apparently, we hear that Eric Young's leaving the company. Makes sense. Comedy Act needs to go. I love Eric, but not doing much for TNA. Leads another Knockouts Tag Division switch. Anyway, AJ Styles defeated Kazarian in a challenge match. Of course, we heard last week AJ Daniels tour match is officially made for the pay-per-view. But we ended the night with Austin Aries calling out somebody. Of course, we heard Austin Aries was going to call out somebody that was going to push TNA's buttons. Or was that to book Hogan? Well, not to fight, but accusing her of having a relationship with Bully Ray. There was some footage. I thought there was something's going on with that. But Hogan came out mad as hell at Austin Aries. So, see what happens with this whole Bully Ray, Brooke Hogan storyline as it develops. So, we'll see how that goes. So, there you go. That's my thoughts on last night's TNA Impact Wrestling. Of course, I am not watching SmackDown right now. I don't watch SmackDown unless it's Super SmackDown Live. But that is it for my Atakline for today. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and hope everyone survived Black Friday. If you went out shopping today, hope you guys got some good stuff, either for you or your family. As you can see, I got mostly stuff for me. I got stuff for my family last year during Black Friday and myself, but it's mostly stuff for me this year. Gotta stop my Christmas shopping soon. Anyway, hope everyone had a great day today. Thank you so much. See you later. Then mind, you've all been attacked by the news from Zach. Thank you so much. See you later. Yeah.